Yes, good people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another edition of the daily Chelsea News Roundup show on Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone, and I really do mean that. Today we'll talk about Reece James being ready. We'll talk about Iaan Maatsen's contract extension, and we'll address a few other items that we have lined up. The truth is, there aren't so much to talk about right now with regards to Chelsea news, but we can always talk so much about the little we'll have to talk about. But that's by the way. I hope you're all doing well. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, welcome, and once again, welcome to another daily Chelsea News Roundup on Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. And as you're joining, please just do us a tiny bit of favor. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. I should join the likes to go along. And if you haven't, do also subscribe to the channel. You will not regret it. Hear your voice matters. So without wasting much of your time, let's start addressing the items we have lined up here. And the first item, did I miss anything? Yep, this one, Reece James, thanks to the people that were patient with me. This is a good sign. There were false rumors that circulated, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, I can't quite recall what date, suggesting that there's a chance he may not be available for selection for Chelsea's home Premier League game against Arsenal. It turns out, the rumors were all absolute nonsense. He will not be saying this if it's not available, if it will not be available for selection that's in a few days, in just 2 days actually, to face Arsenal in the Premier League at home, to be specific, at Stamford Bridge. And plus, we've seen training photos. We've seen him smiling, all smiles, which shows, he's in good health and fit enough to start, in my opinion. The question now is, if he's going to start in the right back position, what will the manager do with the left back position? Will he move Coachila to that position, or will he start Iaan Maatsen there? We don't know. Iaan Maatsen, the chances of him starting in the left back position, I'd say, near to zero, minus one in my opinion. But let's see what the manager does. Coachila, he's been brilliant for us in the right back position in the absence of Malo Gusto and Reece James. I don't know whether the manager would decide to move either of Gusto or Reece James to the left back position, because it seems like he trusts them both more than he trusts Marco Correa. But if I were the manager, I will not drop Marco Correa. I'd rather move him to the left back position and accommodate Reece James or Malo Gusto, whoever of the two players is a fit enough to start. So this is just a good sign. It just shows that Reece James, he's ready to go. That's according to, if you take your time and look at the statement, he will not be saying such. Wouldn't be saying such if he isn't ready to play. So, which means he's ready. He's overcome the injury. He's through with his rehabilitation process and has recovered fully. And has started training with his teammates. For a while now. So I'll take it that the man is ready and he will make a difference. The question is he fully fit? So we'll move on to the next item we have lined up here. This one, we don't need to dwell on it. And as soon as we get done, except if anything new emerges, we'd move on to the next item without wasting time. We have just 5 likes. We can do better than 5 likes, and I'm quite sure we all can agree to that. And I want to quickly appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But if you can take a second to drop a like on the stream for us, the likes do go a long way, and nobody will know you when you do that. We'd really appreciate that. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's go for it. Right. The next report here is about Thiago Silva's comments. I'm quite sure, most likely, with regards to his Chelsea future. I says I would try to do my job in the best way possible here at Chelsea, playing in one of the most important leagues in the world and continuing this beautiful job I've been doing with Chelsea. Unfortunately, last year wasn't good, but I hope this year will be different. I do hope so. That will mean. Even if you decide if it happens that you stop playing or maybe leave Chelsea Football Club, you be leaving on a good note and not us not achieving a Champions League of place before you leave. I don't want that to be the case. You deserve to leave Chelsea on a good note. You deserve to say goodbye to the Chelsea fans in a very good way. I hope that's the case. So once more, I'll take that report once more just to read it for those of you who are watching and for some reason you can't quite see the report we have here on the screen. It says, I would try to do my job, and that's a Thiago Silva. I would try to do my job in the best way possible here at Chelsea, playing in one of the most important leagues in the world and continuing this beautiful job I've been doing with Chelsea. Unfortunately, last year wasn't good, but I hope this year will be different. We'll all hope the same thing. But though it's easy to always you can say it's easy to always think about what happened last year every time we underperform. It's a natural thing. Some people refer to it as PTSD, and that's what it is. So let's move on to the next item, and I'm going to say this again as as soon as we're done addressing the items we have lined up, we'll call it a day immediately. No need of boring you or maybe just wasting time on the panel here. Let's go to the next item after addressing this one. Yeah, statistics that show how well Enzo Fernandez has been doing. And yeah, Robert Sanchez is number three. In that particular table or list. And I've said that before. I think he's actually good on the ball, but probably still struggling a bit. But more importantly, you can say he's regained his form. He's become, you can say, he's become a better than he's doing better now than he did in the first 2-3 games. And we knew at the time that those mistakes he was making at the time weren't something to be worried about, and that's because he didn't have he didn't have preseason with us, and the games he played, again, the first 3-4 games for him at Chelsea were his preseason, and that has proven to be the case. And just quickly, let me say hello to Michi Boy, who's in the chat. Apologies for not saying hello to you. I got carried away. But Michi, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Always nice to see you. Big up to you too. And you say big up to chat, but it's just you in the chat at this point. More importantly, I do hope you're doing well. And if you're watching, nobody's watching right now, but nobody's in the chat, but we have 8 people watching at least. If you don't mind, please go check out Mitchie Boy's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. And if you're following us on Twitter or on X, or maybe following us or watching the show on Facebook, we'd really appreciate it if you can join us on YouTube. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way, you get a chance to become the winner of our monthly student giveaway, where you get to win a cash prize at least of $50. 5 likes. Okay, that's not easy. And we're 13 minutes into the show. That can improve. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Sincerely do appreciate that. So this is saying best Longboard completion rates in the Premier League this season, 50 plus attempted. So that's it. The list is comprised of players who attempted 50 plus or more. Let me just say more than 50 long ball long passes. And in this case, it says Enzo Fernandez tops that list. His accuracy is 75.9%. Matt Guay, he's 63.6%. Robert Sanchez, 60.6%. That's not easy. And Robert Sanchez actually video clips on YouTube, when you watch them, mainly, so I think some of them highlights his long, you can say his long range pass accuracy, which shows that he's good at it, and he can only get better. And remember, we're talking about a guy before he joined us hadn't played for a while. He had issues with Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi, and he fell out with the hierarchy too. So, and even had it not been the fact that Kepa Arrizabalaga joined Real Madrid, yeah, him, Robert Sanchez wouldn't have gotten the chance to start playing for Chelsea when he did. But yeah, I'm glad that he's regaining his best form. Won the Premier League goalkeeper of the month. Even had several saves that you can say that if you say he had plenty of good saves, but I'll take that one in question because it was a volley and probably he reacted quickly than even he reacted quickly to it than our defenders on the day did. But that's why the way Lewis Dunk is on the list. Bruno Fernandez of Manchester United is on the list also. But yeah, two Chelsea players. Yeah, technically, you can say Maguire is no longer a Chelsea player, but Chelsea product, maybe a youth product. So we'll move on from that one. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 8 likes. We should be doing better than that. And again, I'm going to say this: as soon as we're done addressing the items we have lined up, we will call it a day. There aren't too much to talk about. So while waffle, let's move on to the next item, people. Right, this is an interesting one with regards to Iaan Maatsen's Chelsea future. This says here exclusive: Iaan Maatsen has rejected two Chelsea contract offers in recent weeks. His hesitancy is due in part to the just 83 minutes he's played so far this season, and I think we don't need this report actually to realize that's the case. He wants to say I think Burnley had an offer on the table for Chelsea. I think we were willing to take it, but he didn't want to join them, probably because he's had a conversation with the manager, and the manager's given him, guaranteed him that he wants him. He's part of his plan. But right now, you can argue the kid is just reluctant to sign a new contract because he's not quite sure whether he has a place in this team. The manager doesn't look like he sees him as a left back. And in the area where the manager likes to play him, either as a 10 or sometimes on the flanks as a winger, we're packed in that area. I'd say, yeah, you could say we don't have numbers in that area, but still, he's at the bottom in the pecking order. So it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, rightly so. He's refused those contracts that the club had on the table for him because he wants to be sure where his future lies. His future, if his future lies elsewhere, again, if he doesn't get enough game time, then his future lies elsewhere. He's a Dutch international, and if he's not playing, he's not going to get international call up from his country. But that's why the way the next item here is a follow up report with regards to his in his case. It says exclusive: Chelsea have quietly activated Iaan Maatsen, activated an option to extend Iaan Maatsen's contract by a further year. That simply means he had an option to extend his current contract by a year, and Chelsea did that. And some are saying, and it does make sense if you listen to that Chelsea had to do that to after the rumors again after hearing of the rumors that Barcelona are pushing, probably tapping the kid up to get him as a free agent by the time when he's out of contract. And if we wasted time, I think you could say. You could say, just let's just say, thank goodness we have that option to extend his stay at Chelsea by a further year. That makes a huge difference. Then we'd have time enough to see. Maybe the manager will give him enough game time to convince him to extend his stay at Chelsea, to sign a new contract at Chelsea, or maybe you could say that extension will lead to us. If Barcelona are serious about signing him, then we'll get a sizable fee from his sale, in my opinion. But it just looks like the reason we want him to put pen to paper for a new long-term contract, it's just for the sole purpose of, for the sole reason that if we want to sell him, we want to get a sizable fee. But given the fact that his contract is he has just about 2 years now left after the extension, then his new contract will expire, I think, in 2025 or so. He has just 2 years left on his contract, but that gives us enough time to sell him. At least he's not going to leave us a free agent. And if he's not playing that much, he's not just he will not, for the sole purpose of getting a sign-on fee by leaving as a free agent and not and enjoy sitting on the bench and not play as much. So he would want to leave as soon as possible because he's a Dutch international. But that's, by the way, it's a complicated situation. Chances are by the time the season ends, he plays enough that he'd be confident of signing a new long-term contract at Chelsea. But we'll find out. But it's hard to see if the manager has played him in the left back position, or maybe during preseason, or you say so far this season, then you could argue he has a place. But in the left back position, it doesn't look like the manager trusts him to play there. Even when we play with a three at the back structure, he still didn't get a chance to play as a winger. Where you could say, okay, the primary responsibility of the wing backs aren't the primary responsibility of the wing backs isn't to defend, but to help overload the midfield area and the attacking area. He still didn't select him. Even when the fan base were calling for him to select, you can say Iaan Maatsen in place of Ben Chilwell. That was when Ben Chilwell played as a winger. So it's hard to say whether his future lies at Chelsea or not. We'll find out in due time. Big up Michi, you bro, 254 in the house. I appreciate you. Yo to you too. How are you doing, my Kenyan bro? I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. I appreciate you finding the time to join this evening for you, of course. Big up to you, Chimera. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well there. Hi to you too, Joey Hackney. It's been a minute. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Cannot thank you guys enough. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll have just 12 likes. We should be able to do better than that. Hi, Coach. I'm back because I look. You took a break from entering. Why are you streaming at 7? We're gonna be streaming mainly at this time until I get a co-host that I can trust. So that the Blue Morning Show will still be airing, while the evening shows will still be airing. The Blue Morning Show isn't dead, but for me, the evening shows are easier for me these days because I have other priorities also. I still work from home and I still do this full time, but I don't want to be waking up at 2 a.m. every day and still have to take my voice to school the next day. I don't think it's healthy. Don't you usually stream in the afternoon or your time? Afternoon your time, but 2 a.m., 3 a.m. my time. If we play well, we will beat Arsenal by 2 goals. I'm not sure by how many goals we beat them. But here's the thing: I think we have a good enough team that can beat Arsenal. Yeah. The question is, we have to go into that game with a strong mentality. We have to be ready for them. If their intention, if Mikel Arteta decides to approach the game the same way he did last season, which was to play dirty, to be aggressive, and it worked for them. We weren't able to deal with Arsenal's aggression last season. Didn't even that led to us approaching the game as if it wasn't a derby. And to be specific, we didn't approach it as if it was a derby against Arsenal Football Club. And yeah, that was heartbreaking to watch. Yeah, let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 12 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's see how many likes we can get by the time the show ends. So let's see. Let's move on to the next item. I hope Iaan Maatsen stays. I think he can play in the left back position in the attacking area, be it 10 or on the flanks. I don't think he has a place in this team. If we're being honest to ourselves. Here is something I knew before time. I know Hazard, or you could say well enough. I don't know him as a person, but I know him well enough that he loves football so much, and it's not about money for him. And a few days ago, I did argue if it was about money for him, he'd be playing in Saudi Arabia now or in the MLS. But that isn't the case. And here's a report after he participated in a charity match, and when during an interview, the post-game interview, he said this. I always said that I would stop playing as soon as I no longer had fun on the field. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go play somewhere for the money. I didn't enjoy training, and I didn't play anymore. And I didn't play anymore. The decision was simple. Yep. I don't know. That's a bit hard to understand there, but you can get the point there. It's not all about money for him. He enjoyed the game. You say before his retirement, he loved to play. Was never uh has never been again has never been about money for Ethan Hazard. If you knew him, yeah, if you've watched him play. But let's move on from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 13 likes. We should be doing better than that. We're almost again the one more item to address. And if after that, if there's nothing else to talk about, we can call it a day. It's going to be a big derby this Sunday, but I believe Chelsea can do it. The game can go either way. Something that always gives me hope whenever we play Arsenal is this. Sometimes that fact that what I'm trying to say right now gives me hope. Sometimes it gets me concerned. Here's the thing. If Arsenal, if they've won 999 games and the 1000 game will be against Chelsea, usually they falter, and the case is vice versa. If we've won 999 games and the next team that will face in the league or anywhere, whether in the cup game or even in Europe, will be Arsenal. Chances are, yeah, would lose that game, or let me say falter, or not get the desired result, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We have 13 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's hear you. What you have to say. I heard Rangers have got a new manager. I haven't been following the Rangers managerial change the situation. To be honest with you, I'm not just going to pretend you say I've read anything with regards to what you've said. So quickly, I'm going to run through everything. One more item. We have one more item to talk about. And Agile Yedikachi said, Coach Agile, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining. 13 likes. We should be doing better than that, people. Let's see what else we have here. 8 votes and 13 likes. Okay, it makes sense. I think everybody in the chat has liked the video. So let's see. I think we'll move on to the final item, and after that, if we don't have, if nothing emerges, if nothing to talk about, I'll just again go through run through everything we've addressed this morning. For me, it's 11:26 a.m. for me, and then we'll call it a day. So let's move on to the next item. People, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go along with 13 likes. We should have at least 15 likes, if that makes sense. Let's just go. What we're gonna do now is just go and look at training photos. Sometimes that gives us we get a good idea of who has trained and who hasn't trained. And maybe tomorrow, I'm not too sure, we'll do the manager's press conference, presser watch along. I'm not too sure, but let's see. All right, let's look at the training photos here. Not this one. This is Romeo Lavia. On the doctor's table, for lack of a better term, on Instagram. I hope he recovers quick. And we have this. This is new. This says Napoli President De Laurentiis on the Simhem. We verbally agreed on new deal in August. Then if things change on his side, life goes on. So they are. You can say. And it looks like this sounds like Osimhen will most likely leave Napoli. That's what it sounds like. The fact they verbally agreed on a new deal in August, and Osimhen doesn't look like he's enjoying his game anymore at Napoli, which means he'd be looking to leave. And De Laurentiis, for him to have said this, then if things change on his side, life goes on. It looks like he sounds like things are changing already. This sounds like he's sensing it that Osimhen will not be looking to remain at Napoli. Unfortunately to them, but fortunately for those clubs that are interested in securing the signature of the Nigerian international, Victor's contract expires in June 2025, so he has just about 2 years left on his contract. After this season, he'd have just a year left on his contract. Remember, I sold Koulibaly to Chelsea 1 year before end of his deal. Look at this man. Look at the De Laurentiis. Oh my goodness, he's such. Is anything like a hard bargainer. Very, very a shrewd businessman. Very difficult to deal with. I think we did talk about that a few days ago. that it doesn't matter whether the Napoli player has just a day or two left on their contract. He'd ask for premium, and especially a player like Victor Osimhen. Oh, certainly, you be rest assured that Napoli will ask for premium. And But let's see whether we'd be willing to pay them premium. I doubt that. But this man, oh my goodness, I hate to see Chelsea deal with them. Very, 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 very difficult individual. Evening to everyone in the chat, and please like and subscribe. We have how many likes already? 14 likes. We should be doing better than that. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Please drop a like if you haven't, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, to help us get more likes. We're just at 14 likes and we're 30 minutes into the show. We should be doing better. And this is from Jody. How Wade the lights? We're doing well, and we hope you're doing well too. And unfortunately, let me explain. We're using an automated policing system, and it's called Nightbot. There, it's a machine. It's a machine. It's not a human being. If you use more than 2 emojis, you will delete your message. And if you do that, subsequently, it will time you out. It's not a human being. It's a machine. Just bear that on at the back of your mind, so you don't need to apologize to the machine. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 14 likes. We should be doing better than that. So let's go start addressing the items we have lined up one by one here. And the question I want to ask: what do you think happens? Do you think the manager starts? Okay, let's go through the training pictures first. I think we have a few here from one of the training pictures here. That is Cole Palmer and David Washington, whom we haven't seen. We haven't seen him play for Chelsea yet. He's played for the academy, and according to Constantine Dante, he did very well. Had a goal and an assist. I really want to see that kid, really, given how good people are saying he is. But he hasn't gotten the chance to play for the first team except for the academy team. This says he was a great player. Eden has scoring lots of goals, and he wasn't selfish. And chances are, had he been a bit selfish, I think most likely I think he could have by now won the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you guys. Right, let's move on. He was a great player indeed. I wish he was a bit more selfish during his playing days. Even though I like our players that aren't selfish, I think he could have achieved more had he been a bit more selfish, in my opinion. But that's by the way. We move on from that. Okay. No, I understand you didn't know. I think this is your first time here actually, and I recognize that. So let's see more training pictures here. And if you have any questions, drop it in the chat and I'll try to address it. We see Cole Palmer here. Wasn't in the other picture. Okay, that's him and David Washington. And yeah, Cole Palmer also, which means he's fully fit. We have Axel Disasi, though this is not an action picture, but I think he's been part of the full training after leaving the French national team camp and returning to Chelsea. If his situation had gotten worse, I think we'd know by now, but that's not the case. So Disasi is ready to play, and Mauricio Pochettino and Mudryk, another player that I think is fully fit, but probably travel time may well lead to the manager dropping him on the bench and going for Raheem Sterling in that position, who didn't travel and also has been one of our best players since the start of this particular season. So it's difficult to say what the manager does, but we'll find out in a few days. Mauricio Pochettino, Enzo Fernandez, who returned just yesterday, but I think he still starts because at this point, I don't think would do well without Enzo Fernandez being on the pitch for us, unfortunately. I think we've addressed this also. Anything else here? I don't think there's anything else here to look at. And it says exclusive Iaan Maatsen has rejected 2 Chelsea contract offers in recent weeks. His hesitancy is due to due in part to the just 83 minutes played in the league this season. Yeah, I'm not shocked that he would want that he's rejected a contract or multiple contract offers from Chelsea. I would do the same. Yeah, if I were in his shoes. Yeah, for my future. Anything I said to address? So let's just go through the items we have lined up here. We talked about this. This just simply shows that, yeah, Reece James, this to me reflect the fact that he's fully fit right now and available for selection, but we'll find out. And this one we talked about Thiago Silva's feature. We did talk about Enzo Fernandez emerging as the best. This says the best long ball completion rate. He has the best long ball completion rate in the Premier League this season. With that's about nearly 12 points more than the second. 12, yeah, 12 points more. Let's just go by that. By the second place, Mark Guehi for Chelsea Academy product run. Robert Sanchez, our goalkeeper, yeah, in third place with 60.6%. That is not easy. He deserves respect for that. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 14 likes. We should be doing better than that. We move on to the next one item we address. Exclusive Iaan Maatsen has rejected. Yep, we've talked about that. Chelsea have quietly activated an option. We've talked about that too. And yeah, let's see if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we are calling it a day. No need wasting time here. There aren't too much to talk about here. I want to say thank you to all of you in the chat. Thank you to Jody, and thank you to Patrick Joyce. Who else? Thank you to the poet. I think, yeah, the poet was there. The poet, my brother from Kenya. And anybody else, thank you to Joey Hackney. Thank you to Chimera. And anything else? I think there's nobody else there. And thanks to myself, yeah, on the panel. I appreciate you all. Again, the reason we just have to call it a day, we don't have too much to talk about. And we've addressed everything we have here. And there are no questions in the chat from anybody there. So see you guys next time. Tomorrow we have at 3 a.m. during the show that would take place during the Blue Morning Show, but on the sister channel where we try combining selecting the Arsenal Chelsea combined 11 best 11 for the 2023-2024 season. That will go along with. So, yep, see you guys next time. I appreciate you all and cheers.